Breaking news po mga kababayan. Nako po, Karim Khan ng ICC. Meron pong matinding pasabog. Magugulat kayo. Ramdam na ramdam ng International Criminal Court ang bagsik ng mga malalakas sa bansa. Lalong-lalo na po nung binalak po nila na arestuhin itong si Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ng Israel. At balak pa nilang arestuhin itong si Vladimir Putin ng Russia. Sa sobrang kakupalan mga kababayan, ngayon binakbakan sila ni Donald Trump. So ito po mga kababayan ang pasabog niya. Itong si Karim Khan mga kababayan, talagang may kaso ito. At nasentensyahan nga ng 15 years na pagkakabilanggo sa Russia. So ngayon po, sabi ni Karim Khan ng ICC, nagbigay na ng babala ito na ito po, Karim Khan warn to drop Netanyahu arrest warrant. Ibig sabihin, wag nang ituloy. Kasi pag itinuloy nila, talagang ito na ang katapusan ng ICC. Panoorin po natin mga kababayan ang pasabog na ito. Talagang inabot na po ng karma. Kasi ang ICC na ito ay ginagawang gatasan itong si PRRD ng Pilipinas. Ginagawa po nilang trophy, mga kababayan, para magkapera sila. So nangarap sila na pati itong Amerika, Israel at Russia at China ay kaya nilang ipakulong. Ito po ang pasabog. Ito ang naging parusa nila mga kababayan. Maliban kay Ibanez at kay Kimberly Pros, ito naman si Karim Khan naman po, talagang nagdurusa sa kanyang pagkamayabang. Ito po.
They will destroy you and they will destroy the court. That was a message delivered to the ICC prosecutor Karim Khan over drinks at a hotel in The Hague back in May. The person he was having drinks with was a colleague, a friend, a British-Israeli ICC lawyer by the name of Nicholas Kaufman. In essence, Kaufman was warning Khan that if he didn't drop the arrest warrants against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and then Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, that it would cost Karim Khan, and it would lead to the destruction of the International Criminal Court itself. Then just weeks later, Khan was forced to take a leave of absence from his position over explosive accusations of sexual misconduct leaked to the media. To tell us more about this exclusive report by Middle East Eye, I sat down earlier with a lead reporter on that story, Imran Mullah. Imran, thank you so much for being here. This is an explosive story, and at its heart is this British-Israeli ICC lawyer by the name of Nicholas Kaufman. What can you tell us about him?
Nicholas Kaufman is a prominent ICC defense lawyer. His current work involves representing Duterte, the former Philippines president, who's currently in ICC custody. So Kaufman texted Karim Khan, who he's known for years, on 26th of April this year. He offered to meet with him to give him an insight into the Israeli mentality. Kaufman also said he had been contacted by a Wall Street Journal reporter on the ICC Palestine investigation. Kaufman said that the reporter had said he had heard Kaufman was informally or indirectly advising the former Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and Kaufman didn't make any further comment on this. So then a week later, on Tuesday, Kaufman texted Khan and said he had met that afternoon with Roy Schondorf, who's Netanyahu's legal advisor. Kaufman and Khan agreed to meet that Thursday. And they did at the Desand Hotel at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, the 1st of May.
Now, in May of this year is when this conversation takes place between these two individuals. Why is the timing of this significant?
Well, it came as Khan was facing this sexual abuse investigation, an external UN investigation into claims of sexual misconduct against him, and he's denied all allegations, and this meeting came just less than 2 weeks before the Wall Street Journal publicized reports of sexual assault which had never been published before. So previously it was sexual harassment. Now it became sexual assault in the public domain. Now there's no suggestion of any connection between Kaufman's meeting with Khan and the Wall Street Journal, and we should say this. But this was the situation that Khan found himself in. He had this investigation against him. So Kaufman and Khan, they sat down at the Desand Hotel, and we know about this from a note of the meeting which has been lodged with the ICC that we've seen. So according to this note, Kaufman said that he'd spoken to Roy Schondorf and that he had a suggestion which he was authorized to make. So he suggested that Khan could apply to reclassify the arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Galan as confidential. Now this would allow Israel to access the details of the allegations into Netanyahu and Galan and to challenge them without the outcome being made public, which it would be a very significant move. Now,
Ayun nga mga kababayan, itong si Karim Khan po ay na ano po ito, as of December 20, 2025, the United Nations has completed its independent investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct against International Criminal Court Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan. Ito po yun mga kababayan. The investigation conducted by the UN Office of Internal Oversight Services was finalized in mid-December 2025. Current status and next step. Finding reviewed the result of the UN inquiry are currently confidential and are being reviewed by external panel of judicial experts. Antindi nito mga kababayan, sexual assault ang kanyang kaso. At ito naman po ay kinasuhan po at guilty ng Russia at hinatulan po ng 15 years na pagkakabilanggo sa kanilang hukuman. So ngayon po Amerika naman po mga kababayan, ang dami na pong sinanksyon na ICC prosecutor at ramdam na ramdam po nila ito. At isa pa mga kababayan, Great Britain threatened to defund ICC if it prosecuted Netanyahu. Ayan. Pati po Great Britain ay hindi na po itutuloy ang pagpupondo. O tignan nyo, pinopondohan pala itong ICC na ito dahil sa kanilang pagiging bias po. Sila daw yung hukom ng pandaigdigan. Sila yung righteous. O tignan yung ginawa kay PRRD. Ginagatasan po. Pineperahan nila kaya ayaw nilang pakawalan. Kahit na ang Pilipinas ay hindi na po sakop ng jurisdiction ng kanilang batas. Si Tatay Digong po ay napolitika lang dito at isinubo at isinugal ng mga kalaban niya sa politika. Isipin nyo, trilyon po ang ipinondo para lang masiraan ang mga Duterte at mapakulong si PRRD. So ngayon po, kinakarma ang ICC ngayon. So yung mga malalakas sa bansa gaya ng Amerika, Israel, Russia at China, hindi sila makapalag. Ngayon, sinanksyon sila ni Donald Trump. O di ba yung mga bangko nila, mga transaction nila, hindi sila makapag-withdraw or makareceive ng pera na galing po sa kanilang donation. Pati kamag-anak ay nasanksyon na rin mga kababayan ni mag-order po ng mga gusto nila sa Amazon, sa mga TikTok, sa mga Lazada or meron man at kahit na mag-order po ng pagkain online, hindi po nila magamit. Yun po, napakatindi. So ngayon, itong si Karim Khan, binabalaan na po ni Kaufman na isang ICC defense lawyer na abogado po ni Tatay Digong na kung kung itutuloy mo itong pag-warrant arrest kay Netanyahu, you pursue or you destroyed. Ayan, kaya na nalilintikan ng ICC ngayon. Baka girahin sila ng Amerika at Russia at ng Israel. Anytime pwede silang lusubin or yung mga Mossad pwedeng kidnapin itong ICC na mga ito. Tuloy pa natin.
Now, Khan made no reply to this, but Kaufman added that if it emerged that reports were true that Khan was preparing more arrest warrants for other members of the Israeli government, then that offer would be off the table. Although Kaufman denies that an offer was made, he says there was just a suggestion. So that suggestion and all other options would be off the table if Khan was applying for more arrest warrants. And Kaufman warned that they will destroy you and they will destroy the court. And Khan and his wife, according to this note, both interpreted that as a threat.
Work.
O nakita nyo po mga kababayan, may babala na si Kaufman eh. Kung itutuloy mo ang pag-aresto kay Netanyahu, yan na ang katapusan ng ICC. If you pursue to arrest Prime Minister of Israel, that's the end of the ICC in the Netherlands. Nako po mga kababayan ko, matindi po itong pasabog na ito. Diba? Masyado kasi silang mayabang eh. Mga mahihirap na bansa lang ang kaya nila. Gaya ng karamihan sa mga bansa sa Africa. Diba? Sa Pilipinas, o tingnan nyo, nangarap sila sa sobrang yabang nila. Akala nila, kayang-kaya nila lahat. Pati pala itong ICC chief na ito ay may kaso ng sexual assault. O yan ba ang righteous? Yan, kinasuhan, kinalkal ng Amerika at Israel at Russia itong kaso nito. Ayan. Nawala itong si Kamir Khan. Arestado na yata ito mga kababayan sa Russia at nakulong na ito.
Now, we actually have heard from Nicholas Kaufman directly. What did he say to the reports that are mentioned in the story?
So Kaufman disputes much of what is in the note of the meeting, which we cite. In a statement sent to us, he denied advising Yoav Gallant. He said, "I have no power of attorney from Mr. Gallant, and the court does not recognize me as being involved in the Palestine situation in any way." Kaufman accepts that he met with Roy Schondorf, a legal advisor to Netanyahu. He said, "I do not deny that I told Mr. Khan that he should be looking for a way to extricate himself from his errors. I am not authorized to make any proposals on behalf of the Israeli government, nor did I." He also said his suggestion to Khan was not an offer. Kaufman told us, "I said that if Mr. Khan were to seek further arrest warrants while the Israeli admissibility challenge was underway, it would encourage further US sanctions and risk destroying the court." He said there was absolutely no threat made. And there's more detail on what's in the document and what Kaufman has said to us in our story on the Middle East Eye website.
Right. So we're going to talk a little bit about the U.S. sanctions. But first, you mentioned the fact that there are these allegations against Karim Khan, the ICC prosecutor, and the timing of when this meeting takes place and when the latest round of accusations leaks to the media is significant. Why is that significant? And what do we need to understand? What do we need to have in our heads when we're reading the story?
Well, I think what's significant is how embattled Karim Khan was at the time that he was having this meeting. He had this external UN investigation into him personally. Now, it's important to note that there is no suggestion of any connection between the meeting and the Wall Street Journal piece 2 weeks later, or less than 2 weeks later. But that piece publicized sexual assault allegations against Khan, which had not previously been publicized. Khan shortly afterwards went on leave from his role after a failed attempt to suspend him, and he is currently indefinitely on leave pending the outcome of this UN investigation. Now, there has been a suggestion and claims widely made in the US and the British media that Khan's arrest warrants, his decision to seek arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Gallant, was made in connection to the sexual abuse allegations against him. So the Wall Street Journal suggested that his case against Netanyahu was, quote, tainted. Now, the timeline of events which we've previously reported shows that that's not the case. Actually, Karim Khan decided to apply for these arrest warrants in March 2024, mid-March, and that was about 6 weeks before allegations against him emerged. They emerged in late April, and then in early May, there was an internal ICC investigation opened into the allegations. It was closed just days afterwards, after the woman involved said she didn't want to cooperate. So by the time that Karim Khan announced that he was applying for these warrants on the 20th of May, an investigation had been opened and closed. So there was no investigation into him at that time. And 2 internal investigations have been opened and closed, and now there is an external UN investigation which is ongoing. So that's where we are now, and it's important to stress that Khan strenuously denies all allegations against him.
O yan mga kababayan, so ipakita ko po itong mga sinanction po ng Amerika, ICC judge. Ito po pakita ko po sa inyo yung mga sinanction. Ito po, ICC judge. Sanction by America. Ito po, 2025. Makikita nyo po dito. Ito po mga kababayan, no. Ayan po. On December 18, 2025, the United States imposed sanction on 2 additional judges of the International Criminal Court. May panibagong 2 judges. Gotcha Lord Kipanidse and Erdene Balsuren Damlin due to their involvement in investigations related to Israel. O, kita nyo, mga kababayan. Context of the sanctions. The sanctions were announced by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who stated that this judge had engaged in effort to investigate, arrest, detain, or prosecute Israeli national without Israel consent. This action follows as a recent ICC ruling that upheld arrest warrant for Israel officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in connection with alleged war crimes during the Gaza conflict. Nakikita nyo mga kababayan? So ang dami palang sinanksyon ito, bagong-bago lang pala yung 2. Ayan o. Talagang pinipilit po ng Amerika na magkaroon po sila ng immunity na hindi sakop ng batas ng International Criminal Court. Amnesty for Trump. Amend for the Rome Statute to grant permanent immunity to the US President and top officials. Hindi pwedeng arestuhin ng ICC. Drop Israel warrant. Ibaba or wag nang ituloy ang pag-aresto kay Benjamin Netanyahu ng Israel. Cease investigations and withdraw arrest warrant for Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other leaders. And Afghanistan probe. O wag nang ituloy ang investigation sa Afghanistan. Yan po, kaya ba nila yan? Sabi ng ICC, bakbakan kung bakbakan. Sige, labanan nyo ang Amerika at Israel nang may paglagyan kayo, di ba? Tuloy natin, mga kababayan ko.
The allegations in the story attempt to paint a picture that shows the ICC prosecutor, one of the most high-profile lawyers in the world, who has been for the last year attempting to hold both Israeli and Hamas leaders to account over what has been happening in Gaza. And this isn't the first story that you have reported on when it comes to that suggests that there are forces outside of the court that are trying to pressure the ICC judge into dropping those allegations or not doing them in the first place. And just a month ago, we were speaking right here about David Cameron, the former British Prime Minister, and his interaction with Karim Khan and a phone call that had happened between them shortly before those first calls for arrest warrants had been issued. What happened in that phone call? What did David Cameron threaten Karim Khan with?
Yes, so Karim Khan has faced these threats and pressure, and particularly in the run-up to his decision to seek the arrest warrants, or his announcement of the decision. So in April 2024, on the 23rd of April, David Cameron, who was the British Foreign Secretary at the time, phoned Karim Khan. We revealed this phone call and details of the phone call last month, citing numerous sources. And Cameron threatened Karim Khan, who is actually a British citizen. He's a British prosecutor. Cameron threatened that the UK would defund and withdraw from the ICC if the ICC went ahead with the arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Galan. And Cameron actually said it would be like...
O ayan, sabi po ng Great Britain, pagka itong ICC, ipinagpatuloy nila ang pag-aresto kay Benjamin Netanyahu, mapipilitan po na mag-withdraw ng membership itong Great Britain. Ayan o, mga kababayan, Britain threatened to defund ICC if prosecuted Netanyahu, mga kababayan ko. So ito po yung mga impact ng sanction ng Amerika. Impact on individuals. Sanction officials have reported being cut off from the global financial system. O, hindi sila makapag-transact po sa online, lalo na yung mga Western Union, pagpapadala at pag-receive ng pera, nakat na yun. Losing access to credit cards. Hindi sila makagamit ng credit cards. Halimbawa po, magmumall sila, kakain sa mga fast food, magta-taxi, credit card gagamitin, wala na po. And even being barred from digital services like Amazon, hindi sila maka-order ng Amazon kung o-order po sila online. Alexa and Microsoft email, nako po, na-block sila sa Google. Kahit sa lahat po ng may connection po sa mga negosyo, wala, bagsak lahat. Hindi sila makagalaw, mga kababayan ko. So, ikakat din nila yung mga donation nila. Talagang hindi nila magamit. Yan po yung magiging epekto sa sanction ng Amerika. Yari. O, tignan nyo, napilayan na talaga itong ICC.
Dropping a hydrogen bomb. So we reported that. Cameron didn't respond to our request for comment. The British Foreign Office declined to comment, and former Scottish First Minister Humza Yousaf called for a parliamentary investigation into Cameron, who of course still sits as a peer in the House of Lords.
Now put all of this into context for us, because why all of this is happening, you have the Trump administration in the US issuing multiple very public threats against the ICC and against Karim Khan, threats that they ended up following through with by sanctioning Khan, but also sanctioning 4 ICC judges. Tell us what has been happening.
Yeah, so it's an unprecedented situation. The ICC is facing so many threats, open threats from the US. Recently, there was a US threat at the ICC's governing body meeting that all options are on the table. If
Ito, mga kababayan, yung sabi ng Great Britain. Ito po, in 2025, sabi po dito, International Criminal Court Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan alleged that senior British officials, especially former Foreign Secretary David Cameron, threatened to withdraw the UK from the ICC and defund the court if arrest warrant were pursued against Israel leaders. Ito po, details of the threat. Laka, the hydrogen bomb. Nako, during a heated phone call on April 23, 2024, David Cameron reportedly told Khan that issuing arrest warrant for Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and then Defense Minister Yoav Gallant would be like dropping a hydrogen bomb. Nako po mga kababayan. Ito pa lang sinabi ng UK dito kay Karim Khan na para kang nag-suicide pag inaresto mo itong si Israel Benjamin Netanyahu. It's like dropping a hydrogen bomb. Grabe dito mga kababayan ko. Nature of the threat. Khan's court submission filed late in 2025 stated that a senior UK official argued that warrant were disproportionate and warned of profound implication within the Conservative Party. He allegedly the official explicitly threatened to leave the Rome Statute, the ICC founding treaty. Ayan po. Yan ang banta ng Great Britain, mga kababayan ko. Arrest Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, is like a dropping a hydrogen bomb. Nako po. Totoo nga naman. Sinasalaki nga ng mga Arab countries or Muslim countries itong Israel na ito. Sinusugod na mga ICC tuloy mga ISIS, mga terorista. Nilulusob nila na may nangyari ba sa kanilang ginagawa. Laging panalo ang Israel kasi nga little brother niya si Israel, little brother niya si US, Donald Trump. Para kayo nag-suicide nga dito.
If the arrest warrants aren't dropped. So Karim Khan had sanctions placed on him by the Trump administration in February. That means that his US visa is revoked. He can't travel to the country. His wife can't. His bank account in the UK actually he can't use that. So it's quite serious for him personally. And in June, just last month, 4 judges who were obviously involved in issuing the ICC warrants for Netanyahu and Gallant were also slapped with sanctions. You've had sanctions on Francesca Albanese, who was accused of having been obviously in contact with the ICC. So many experts now believe that the US could even sanction the ICC as an institution if the arrest warrants aren't dropped. Now, if that happened, that would cripple the ICC's ability to function. So it's an unprecedented situation, and it could also be an existential challenge for the court.
Incredible.
O nakikita nyo po mga kababayan, ito po yung epekto kay Karim Khan. Ito po mga kababayan ko. Sabi dito, in 2025, President Donald Trump imposed significant sanction on International Criminal Court Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan and several other court officials. These measures are part of a broader campaign against the ICC investigations into alleged war crimes involving US and Israeli personnel. Ito po, key sanction against Karim Khan. Ito po, Trump Executive Order 14203 in February 2025. Trump signed an executive order declaring a national emergency to address the threat posed by ICC investigations into US or allied nationals without their government consent. Financial penalties. Khan's US-based assets were frozen. Ako po, na-freeze lahat ng account sa US. Lahat ng mga US-based nila. And he was added to the U.S. Treasury Specially Designated Nationals SDN list, which bars U.S. citizens and businesses from conducting any transactions with him. Hindi na makapunta ng Amerika. Travel bans. The sanction include visa restrictions that deny entry into the United States for Khan as well as his spouse and children. Naku po. Pilay nga ito. Secondary sanctions. The order authority sanctions against any third parties who provide financial material or technological support to the ICC or its sanction officials. Ayan, lahat po ng mga other parties, halimbawa po yung magiging, halimbawa magdo-donate po ng pera, ng donation na tutulungan ang ICC ay madadamay ito. Halimbawa ako po, Gusto ko pong mag-donate po dito sa ICC. Hindi na ako makakapag-donate kasama akong mababan. Parang ganun mga kababayan. So any other third parties na gustong tumulong sa ICC, malilintikan din. Talagang tatamaan po ng pangil ng bagsik ni Donald Trump. Kaya itong ICC na ito ay palubog na. Nalulusaw na at talagang ang laki ng epekto dito sa binigay na sanksyon ng Amerika. Dahil gusto nilang kalabanin si Benjamin Netanyahu. Syempre, little brother ng Amerika yan. Ang kinakatakutan kasi ng Amerika, pag pinabayaan nila si Netanyahu, maaaring isunod si Donald Trump. Kaya inuunahan nila ang ICC ngayon. So meron pong sinasabi na yung The Hague Invasion Act na pwedeng gamitin ni Donald Trump ang pwersa militar ng Estados Unidos para lusubin anytime ang ICC. Kung merong American citizen na arestuhin without the government consent ng Amerika, yan ang batasan 2002 na pinirmahan ni George Bush na former US American President. So yan, binabalaan po ang ICC ngayon. Sabog-sabog ngayon ang ICC. Ano bang implication po or epekto dito sa pagkakakulong ni Tatay Digong? Malaki. Malaki po. Maaring makalaya ito mga kababayan at makauwi ng Pilipinas. Ipag-pray po natin mga kababayan ko. Kung umabot po kayo sa part na ito, maaring mag-comment po kayo kung saan po kayo nagko-comment. Anong bansa po kayo mga kababayan? Saan po inaabot ang bidyong ito? I-comment nyo po. Ako si The Wonders Philippines mga kababayan. Isang like, isang share po, isang subscribe. Mabuhay po. Let's pray po mga kababayan na magkaroon po ng katarungan si PRRD. Mabuhay po. Huwag tayong mawalan ng pag-asa.